apparently my memory's full. That left it on a cliffhanger, didn't it? Dun dun dun. Yeah, I've got a plan. Oh, have you? What is your plan? That if I don't get any help or support, other than the usual, oh, your tests are all in range, you're fine, even though I don't feel fine, then then she said, well, you're perfectly in your rights to ask for a second opinion. And I said, and I will be. And she said, and then what? Will you go private? And I said, well, if I can afford to put the money together, I said, yeah, I will go private. And I said, because I know there are doctors out there. I said, I just don't live near any doctors who are brave enough to put their head above the parapet and risk trying patients on things that aren't the conventional medications. And she said, oh, are there? And I said, yeah. I said, there are. I said, there's not very many by the sounds of it. I said, or, not hearing about very many. I said, but they're out there. I said, and that's where I'll try and get some help. I said, and she said, and if you still don't get the answers that you're looking for, I said, then I've got a backup plan. And she was like, oh, really? What's the backup plan? And I said, well, I'll do it myself. I said, I'll self-medicate like so many other people are being forced to do. I said, I don't want to. I'd rather do it, the proper way and have the help from the professionals. I said, but don't want to feel like this anymore. I said, but I'm telling you now, I said, a year from today, I won't feel like this. I said, I'm going to feel a lot better. I said, I'm going to have some of my life back, if not all of it back. And she just then said, oh, well, hopefully you'll find your answers. But just so you know, sometimes there aren't any answers. And there aren't any medications that can, something like, make people better. And, you're just going to have to come to terms with that. And anyway, I've got so many other patients that I need to see. We really must hurry up now. And so she started typing some things into the computer and then started telling me about how her mum was a doctor during the war, and how they didn't have like antibiotics or something like that in those days, and things change and things move on. And I was saying to her, exactly, you're poo-pooing basically NDT. Yeah, it was used 100 years before the 70s. I said the 70s came, and it was, the miracle drug was levothyroxine, a synthetic medication. And then all of a sudden, nobody knows about natural desiccated thyroid, so, it can't be any good. And she was saying, oh, they're not regulated. There are reasons why we use what we use, and there are reasons why we don't use certain things. And where are you going to get this medication from? And I said, on the internet. And she went, oh, you don't, please don't, you don't know what you're reading, and you don't understand it, and there's a lot of, basically bad information out there, and, it is dangerous. And I was saying to her, I'm willing to take that chance because, hopefully I can't feel any worse than I feel on the levothyroxine. And she was saying, well, you don't even know what's in it. What's in it? And I was saying to her, I said, basically, pig thyroid or cow thyroid. She kind of just shook her head and smiled. And I don't know, and then it was end of conversation. Then she was just asking how my husband was and the baby was. And then as I was leaving, I said, well, when should I come back then? And she was like, And I said, when should I come back to have the bloods tested again to see if there's been any improvement? Oh, I don't know, a couple of months, 1 or 2 months. Pop in about 3 months' time. And even down to the medication, I said to her, should I take 1 tablet or 2 tablets? And she said, we can take up to 3. She said, take 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Again, why prescribe them? Tell me what will matter and tell me what will help the levels rise then. No idea. So, left there feeling a little bit dazed, but also kind of good that it's out in the open with now. So say if I do end up going down the NDT route on my own, that it won't be a surprise to her when I actually say to her, you know, hold it up and say, look what I, you know, I've started a few weeks ago and I'm feeling great, like all the other people who are taking different forms of it, who now aren't in as much pain, whose joint aches have gone, whose migraines have gone, oh God, I'd love that, who aren't tired, who've got a new lease of life, who can stay awake past 8 o'clock, who actually do things. I want that too. I want that too. I'm going to get that too as well. I've got to say, when I got home, I think just the fact that I felt like I was in a confrontational situation, which isn't me at all, sort of upset my system a little bit, because I was really, really tired, very shaky, very sick, lightheaded, not really fit for much. But I feel a little bit, apart from tired, I feel a little bit better now. So I'm just going to sit now on the computer and I'm going to make a list. First of all, I'm going to go back through my blood results, see where the things are low, try and find out what the, not the normal ranges are, but what the optimal ranges are, which is where I need to be for then any future medications to work, like NDT, or if they add T3 in, and also just to make me feel better. And yeah, and then try and find where to buy them from and how much it'll be. So I mean, some people take absolutely loads and loads of supplements. I just can't afford it, and that's the simple matter of it, is that I just can't afford it. So I'm going to have to see what I can get that's, you know, decent. I don't want to waste money. Also, it's really hard to try and space even just the few tablets I take. It's really hard to know when to take them. It's like the iron tablets. It says take, well, some things say take 2 hours before, no, an hour before food and 2 hours after. Some things I've read have said take 4 hours before or after food. And some things have said about, then I have the levothyroxine, and that says leave at least an hour between that and the iron tablets and food. And I was told the other day by a chemist to leave 2 hours between food or the iron tablets. And then the multivitamin I've been taking, that is to take with food. And then I'm going to add in even more things. I have absolutely no idea, because I'm rubbish remembering to take things, and I think my watch has only got about 2 alarm settings, and I can't have my phone on in work. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. Also as well, it's little things like I think I need vitamin D, but apparently there's no point taking vitamin D if you don't also take vitamin K1, which to me, in my childlike brain, is a bit like the vitamin D is like the cargo, and vitamin K is the train that takes it to the exact place it needs to go. Otherwise, it doesn't quite get to where where it's needed, whereas the K1 actually helps it work. So yeah, that's something I'll definitely have to take. And it's like, you know, taking taking iron with an acidic thing, or like or vitamin C. See, this is the thing, you see. This is the thing. But this is such an important thing in my life and other people's lives as well, you know, your lives as well. It's amazingly important. We want our health back. But unfortunately, we're having to do it ourselves because we can't rely on the medical professionals to help us. Unless you can pay, you know, to go privately, which is fantastic. But one of the problems we all have is, it seems, is the brain fog. And the brain fog and learning new information, particularly important information, really don't go hand in hand. So even when I'm writing notes and I'm reading them later on, they don't make any sense to me. I have no clue.